The morning air in our secluded Blue Ridge cabin was crisp, the kind that bites your lungs just enough to remind you you're alive. It was late October 2024, and the Shenandoah Valley stretched out below, a quilt of red and gold leaves under a pale dawn sky. My wife, Elise, was already gone from our bed, her side cold as always out running at 5 a.m., a habit from her days as a Marine intelligence officer. I'm Ethan, former Navy SEAL, and we built this place to escape the world's noise. But that morning, the world came for us, and it wasn't subtle. A low rumble, like a predator's growl, broke the silence, not the wind or the distant hum of a tractor, but diesel engines grinding up our steep, 2-mile dirt driveway. Multiple vehicles. My heart kicked into gear, a familiar drumbeat of trouble. I pulled on jeans and a flannel, my bare feet hitting the oak floor as I moved to the main room. Our cabin's open layout, with its soaring ceiling and floor-to-ceiling windows, gave a clear view of the valley. Elise stood there, a shadow against the gray light, binoculars pressed to her face. She was still as stone, her body taut, not with fear but with the focus of a hunter who'd just caught a scent. "How many?" I asked, keeping my voice low. "3," she replied, her tone flat. "2 armored SUVs and a beefed-up truck. They're at the gate." I stepped up behind her, hands on her shoulders, peering down the path to our iron gate, a beast I'd forged myself, reinforced after a bear tried to claw through last spring. It wasn't built for this. Through the binoculars, I saw the lead SUV's door open, and there she was, Vivian Stark, the self-proclaimed empress of the Blue Ridge Estates HOA, a group we never signed up for. Her husband, Carl, trailed her, his face locked in a smug grin. This wasn't about neighborly disputes. This was we're dressed up in khaki vests and clipboards. Vivian had been hounding us for months with letters, first about our cabin's unapproved slate-gray exterior, then escalating to fines that could bankrupt the small country. We thought we'd left that nonsense behind in the suburbs, where our old HOA in Meadow Creek had fined us for a too vibrant lawn and a mailbox that wasn't midnight obsidian. Elise and I, both trained to handle real threats, thought we'd outrun petty tyrants by buying 40 acres here, off-grid with solar panels and a well. But Vivian, with her development company, Stark Ventures, had bought up half the valley, gerrymandered an HOA into existence, and crowned herself queen. Now, her goons, 10 of them in matching tactical gear, were fanning out, some clutching batons, others waving rolled-up documents like weapons. A metallic screech cut the air as their truck, fitted with a battering ram, slammed our gate. The cabin shook. "They're not here for cookies," I muttered. Elise lowered the binoculars, her eyes like steel. "They're about to learn we don't back down." She moved to a panel by the fireplace, flipping 3 switches. "Perimeter's live," she said. Below, the gate buckled under another hit. I grabbed my binoculars, watching Vivian bark orders, her sharp bob haircut swinging like a metronome. Carl puffed out his chest, useless as ever. Then our traps kicked in. Hidden sprinklers hissed, spewing thick, theatrical smoke across the clearing, turning it into a white haze. Shouts of panic erupted. Her team wasn't ready for this. A goon tripped a wire, and a repurposed fishing net snapped up, hoisting him 5 feet into the air, flailing like a caught trout. Elise smirked. "One down." Another guy, trying to skirt the smoke, yelped as he hit a second Troppa sprayer, doused him in skunk essence so potent I gagged from inside. "Less skunk next time," Elise noted, wrinkling her nose. I slipped out the back, scaling the rocky ridge overlooking the eastern approach. My blood sang with adrenaline. This was my element, the hunt. From above, I saw 3 goons break off, moving toward Elise's workshop. The leader, a cocky slab of muscle, crept forward, then vanished with a grunt into a camouflaged pit we'd dug 8 feet deep, lined with mud. "One down." I released a weighted branch, sweeping another goon off his feet with a sickening crack of bone. The third bolted, crashing through the woods in blind panic. I let him go. Back at the cabin, the smoke was thinning. Vivian was shrieking, Carl cowering. I spotted a dazed goon, isolated, and moved in. A quick sleeper hold, and he was out. I zip-tied him behind a thicket, where Elise joined me, recorder in hand. "Time to talk," she said as he woke, eyes wide with fear. Then it hit the thundering roar of a helicopter. A sleek black machine broke through the pines, hovering over the clearing. This wasn't HOA nonsense. This was Titan Corp, a mining giant we'd uncovered in late-night research. Vivian's HOA was their puppet, a scheme to seize our land for rare earth minerals beneath it. Public records showed Stark Ventures had bought up surrounding acres, and a zoning filing revealed their partnership with Titan Corp. Our 40 acres sat on the motherlode. The helicopter's door slid open, and 2 suits and hard hats rappelled down, carrying survey gear. A younger man, probably Judge Evelyn Holt's son, clutched a briefcase, his tailored suit absurd in the wilderness. A falsified court order, signed by Holt, was their ticket to claim our land legally. We were out of time. "We stop them now," I told Elise. She nodded, her eyes blazing. "Disable the chopper. I need a clear shot." I sprinted to the cabin, climbing the log pile to the roof. The rotor wash was a hurricane, nearly ripping me off the shingles. I stood, shouting, "Get off my land." The pilot's head snapped up, the lawyer's smug face faltering. Elise fired crack a precise shot hitting the helicopter's hydraulic line. The craft lurched, spinning. I ran across the roof, leaping for the landing skid. My fingers caught metal, the jolt nearly tearing my arms off. The chopper careened toward the trees, Elise's second shot hitting the rotor hub, worsening the spin. I let go, rolling onto moss as the helicopter crashed into the pines, a mangled wreck of splintered wood and metal. Silence fell, heavy and surreal. Vivian was on her knees, staring at the wreckage. Carl hid, trembling. The suits froze, their survey gear useless. Elise emerged, rifle low, her calm terrifying. We rounded up the survivors: Vivian, Carl, the suits, the pilot, and the lawyer zip-tying them in a row. Our cameras had caught everything. The illegal raid, the confessions we extracted, the crash chopper. I pulled out a burner phone and called the FBI's corruption line, laying out the conspiracy in a steady voice, maybe exaggerating the hostage part for urgency. 3 hours later, federal agents swarmed in, finding us on our porch, offering coffee. Our evidence, videos, audio, signed confessions was ironclad. Vivian and Carl were cuffed, their HOA dissolved. Judge Holt's scandal erupted, and Titan Corp, facing a PR disaster, abandoned the valley. A settlement covered our costs, and the mountain was ours again. As the sun set, painting the Shenandoah in fiery hues, Elise and I sat on the porch, beers in hand. My phone buzzed. Uncle Nate, my lawyer uncle with a penchant for ridiculous ideas. "Saw you on the news," he said. "Helicopter crash? Corporate conspiracy? Should have got those geese I told you about. Vicious little dinosaurs." I laughed, the first real one in weeks. We'd fought monsters without becoming them, using brains over brawn. But the questions lingered, gnawing at me. How far would you go to protect your home? Was our fight justice or revenge? Could we have exposed them without risking everything? What do you think? Did we cross a line, or was every trap, every shot, justified? Drop your thoughts below, hit that like button, and subscribe for more stories of standing your ground.